Our adventures are limited. Are you kidding?
In my first video about yes/no questions, I said that they need to begin with a helping verb. This video is about 2 exceptions to that rule. But first, let's review. If you want to change a statement to a question, move the helping verb to the beginning of the sentence. For example, Jimmy was eating dessert again becomes, was Jimmy eating dessert again? But if the statement does not have a helping verb, you need to add a form of the word do. For example, they read the newspaper becomes, do they read the newspaper? I want to tell you about the first exception. Before I explain the exception, I will show you an example of it. You are kidding becomes, are you kidding?
Are you kidding?
Notice that the sentence, you are kidding, does not have a helping verb. We moved the main verb, which is the only verb, to the beginning of the sentence. So here is the first exception. If the main verb is a be verb, that is a form of be, just move it to the beginning of the sentence even though there is no helping verb. Do not supply a do verb if the only verb is a be verb. Be verbs include these words: am, is, are, was, and were. You can move these linking verbs to the beginning of the sentence to make a question. Look at the example again. You are kidding becomes, are you kidding? Now I want to tell you about the second exception. Again, before I explain the exception, I want to show you an example of it. Bob doesn't read comic books becomes, doesn't Bob read comic books? Notice that the helping verb does moves to the beginning of the sentence, but the contracted form of not also moves to the beginning of the sentence. Now, notice how this example is different. Bob does not read comic books becomes, does Bob not read comic books? Here, the word not remains after the subject. It does not move to the beginning of the sentence with the helping verb does. So here is the second exception. If the question is a negative question, move only the helping verb unless the particle not gets contracted with the form of do. Change the following sentences to questions. Snow does not remind her of coconut. Does snow not remind her of coconut? Snow in Atlanta, Georgia is rare. Is snow in Atlanta, Georgia rare? Her roommate couldn't concentrate. Couldn't her roommate concentrate? Check the course guide for more practice with exceptions to principles about yes/no questions.